Moderating the session is Becky Francis, our Director of Strategy for Retail, and she's going to be joined on stage by Emma Godwin, who is the Head of Direct-to-Customer Communications at Tesco.
Everyone, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. My name is Becky. I'm Director of Retail Strategy at Movable, and I am very excited to be sharing the stage today with Emma Godwin. Emma is Head of Direct Customer Communications at Tesco, and in today's Fireside Chat, she's going to be sharing a little bit more about their journey towards one-to-one personalisation, all of the change that Emma and her amazing team are driving in a large organisation, and doing all of that on the backdrop of a quite turbulent macroeconomic environment. So Emma, firstly, welcome. Huge thank you for being here. Could you kick us off with a quick intro, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Tesco?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me here today. I've always worked in marketing. I'm probably 16, 17 years now, spanning both agency and client side. So started out at Ogilvy in the ad world, and then moved over into John Lewis client side, where I focused on digital marketing. So got quite a good breadth of marketing from in a digital space. I'm currently working at Tesco. I've been here nearly 8 years now, and my team look after direct mail, push and email. I'm actually starting to transition into a new role, so heading up CRM strategy. So again, the team looking at what that customer journey looks like, what our strategy is, and how we use the data that is at our hand.
Amazing. Now, Tesco obviously needs very little introduction. It's very much a household name. But I did want to take a second just to underscore the scale and reach that Tesco has, because I think that's not quite as well known. So can you share a little bit more about that?
Sure, this could go horribly wrong. But put your hand up if you have ever been in a Tesco store.
It's got to be everyone, surely.
It's quite unusual, I think, for a brand to be able to have that kind of reaction, in the sense that we are part of everyday life. I don't know how many of you know this, but we started out as a humble market store. Jack Cohen set it up. He came out of the war. He was looking to give people a real easy way to access products at a good value. And now we are a multinational retailer. We have stores in the UK, we have them in Central Europe, and we actually have about 3,000 stores in total, and that spans everything from a Tesco Express right the way through to our extras. And because of that scale, we are one of the UK's largest private employees. So we have around 300,000 employees that work for Tesco, which is huge. I guess everyone hopefully knows that the heart of our brand is our club card. So that's been running now for just over 25 years, and we have over 20 million club card members, which is phenomenal. Although my favourite, it's very random, my favourite pub quiz stat is the Tesco magazine. It's the most widely read magazine in the UK because it's free in our stores and the sheer volume of stores and customers that come through our doors.
Love a fun fact. If anyone wins a pub quiz on that fact, then we need to know, we need a feedback loop. So 20 million club card customers, that's a lot of people. That's almost a third of the UK population. So as a marketer, where do you start when it comes to understanding your customer and their needs and expectations?
Good question. So I've mentioned it. We have data at our fingertips, whether that's through our club card, the physical card, or the digital card. It's through the footfall through our stores and online. It's the purchases that customers make. But I think actually when I think about my own experience, I'm a customer. And in your world, wherever you're working, are you a customer? Are you interacting with your brand? Are you shopping there? It's easier for me because I can go in and buy my groceries. But if it's not as easy for you, how else could you have that more face-to-face interaction with customers? So we do so much at Tesco from a data perspective and understanding the data, but also trying to put our hands, feet in the minds of a customer. So shop floor visits, shop floor experiences, being a customer yourself, going into customers' homes and just talking about their day-to-day life and how they like to shop with us.
Yeah, and given the amount of customers that you have on your database as well, we've obviously seen a few shifts in customer behaviours over the last 2 or 3 years, and you've really got a wealth of rich insights to draw from and understand that, and almost a bit of a finger on the pulse of the nation. So based on that, what are some of the most prominent customer shifts that you're seeing, and what are front of mind for UK consumers right now?
I think everyone in this room could probably answer the question, in the answer being cost of living. So everyone is experiencing the cost of living crisis in a different way. And as a customer, I think customers are looking for brands to really try and understand personal experiences and how their shopping habits are changing. So you can then better surface a more helpful, more efficient, more valuable way for them to shop with you. So some of the things that we are seeing at Tesco in shopper behaviour are, they sound fairly simple but when you think about it, but perhaps a customer's budget has changed because energy costs have gone up or their mortgage rates rise. And so they may start switching out from red meat to white meat because it's slightly cheaper. Or they may start shopping less fresh and buying more frozen because they can store it and it's better to reduce food waste. Or it could be that they start buying in bulk because it's cheaper for them in longer term, or they're meal planning, or the other end of the scale, they're literally living day by day and what's in their pocket is what they can afford to buy in the store. And I think for Tesco, we have a responsibility as a brand to be able to understand these customer needs and try and help surface in the right way, a helpful way to shop. So whether that be through couponing, for example, or the email communications we send out, or the service that they might receive in one of our stores.
And you mentioned there, this priority of helpful experiences. Every little helps has been at the heart of the Tesco brand for decades. So how has that been put into action in your world, specifically in direct customer comms?
I sound like a broken record. It's about understanding the data and then surfacing that more intelligently through the message that you're talking about, the channel that it's in, the time of day that it's being sent, who it's being sent to, and what, in this sense, value means to a customer. Because if you take it literally, you could say value to a customer is, 39p for a tin of baked beans. That's great value, it's a good price. But for you, Becky, it could be, well, I want that 39p tin of baked beans, but they need to taste good. They need to be good quality. So your perception of value is that marriage of price and quality. For me, it could be, it's a tin of baked beans, it's 39p, it tastes good, and I'm getting some club card points so I can take my kids to the zoo at the weekend. I might need to buy a few more tins of baked beans to take my kids to the zoo at the weekend. But for me, that package of value, again, is different to your perception. And it's understanding what floats every customer's boat in that sense to be able to then surface the right messages. So an example that we've got that we're trialling at the moment is we're moving away from mass offers and trying to surface more relevant offers to customers at the right time. So every Wednesday at the moment, we send a grocery offers email with our biggest deals. But what about if we start switching that to recognising, hey, we know you shop tea bags, Caesar dressing. This looks like a good shop, doesn't it? Every week, and they're on offer this week, so we're going to let you know. So suddenly you shift that kind of mass market communication, and you're starting to become more personalised because you're telling a customer, we know you, we appreciate that you're shopping with us, and we're going to show that to you in the communications that we're delivering.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think as well, it's also from not just from a product, but from a content perspective. So understanding a customer's mindsets, understanding that they've got carrots in their basket this week. Hey, we've got this great soup recipe that you might want to try. Or we're going to help you with meal planning for the week, or we're going to help you with food waste reduction. So trying to bring those two together so a customer's really seeing that value come through.
And that's what we can see on the example here. We've got a recipe tailored by what somebody has in their shopping cart, which is really powerful. And this is indicative of a broader push in Tesco towards that one-to-one personalisation and moving away from the mass marketing that you referenced. And I'm sure a lot of brands in this room are on a similar drive. Why is it so important to Tesco, and how do you see it helping to evolve marketing?
I think personalisation is not just important to brands, it's important to people. So as human beings, we are constantly searching for connections, for relationships. We're trying to make our life easier. If I take myself, I've had a really busy day, I've got 2 kids at home, they're finally in bed, I've turned the TV on. I want it to be an easy experience. I'm turning the TV on and Netflix is showing me that Slate algorithm of TV shows recommended based on characters I like or actors I like, or at the moment it's anything Beckham related because of the documentary. Or I'm waking up in the morning and Google's telling me that it's going to be raining this afternoon, so I'm planning my outfit for the day. We're constantly trying as humans to find that engagement and that connection. So, and as a brand, how brilliant to be able to thank customers and build that loyalty program with them to say, we understand this and we're going to surface it to you. So some of the initiatives that we're looking at within an email space at the moment are those types of things. So probably this week, because the temperature's started to rise, if it goes beyond a certain level, hey, how about a barbecue? Here's some barbecue recipes. Here's our fire pit range. Why don't you try it this week? Could it be that we're surfacing live club card points? So rather than customers waiting for their statement, because that's a set time of the year that we give them their statement, we're starting to surface value every day with a thanks so much for shopping with us, and look what rewards you're getting off the back, not just from a price perspective. What about highlighting products that perhaps we know they've bought in the past, but for various reasons, cost of living as an example, they might not be buying into right now. But we know you've bought it before, and it's on offer now. So we're just going to surface it to you at the right time to try and tempt you with a little reward. Because even in a cost of living crisis, you still want to give yourself a little treat then and again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love this example that we're seeing on the screen now. It really reinforces your point about value being subjective and reinforcing that every time they open a communication, right? You're getting value from club card points here. So what are some of the challenges that you had to overcome? You've taken the business from the mass marketing that you referenced before towards this one-to-one personalisation. It's a journey, I'm sure. What are some of the main challenges that you've encountered so far?
We're a big brand. We're an old brand too, an established brand. Our club card system has been live in market for 25 years. For us, it's about understanding the challenges that we have from a tech capability. So what does our tech stack look like now? Are we using it to the best of its ability? Are there elements of it that we could be unlocking? How do we work with Movable and our technology teams to try and make that unlocking a little bit easier?
Yeah, and I'm sure that resonates with quite a few people in the room. There's always a bit of a resistance, sometimes internally, with stakeholders as you move towards this change. So any top tips on how to manage internal change management?
I say stay positive. I'm looking at my team, they probably disagree with me sometimes. For me, the important thing is bringing stakeholders on the journey with you. Tech teams sometimes can be quite tricky to work with because everyone has so much focus on them. There are so many priorities that they're being asked to work on. I think it's really important to be able to visualize, verbalize, however best you find with your teams to say, this is the journey we're going on, but also this is the value that we think it's going to bring for you, for your team, for our customers, for the brand, and making sure you're always circling back to that. Why are we doing this? Is it the right thing to do? Could we be doing something better? How can you lean into each other's expertise to get you into that new space?
Absolutely. Start with why. So what's next for Tesco's personalisation strategy?
We've done lots of work at the moment on digitisation. I say we're in a digital era. We've been in a digital era for a really long time. But for us, it's about how we further develop the app and the experience that customers get within that app. But I think it's really important to note that not every customer is going to be on that journey at the same point in time as you are. So again, understanding the data you have to work out how to best orchestrate the best customer experience, because you will still get those customers that, like my parents, a little bit apprehensive in that digital space. They still like a bit of paper, but actually being able to demonstrate, hey, we can give you more value, we can make your experience even better with us if you move into this digital space. Again, it's almost looking at not just what you're surfacing in the digital journey, but how you're personalising the journey itself is really, really important. Again, our loyalty program, lots of work going on in that space too, but personalised rewards is a big one for us. So I mentioned earlier about couponing and how we help customers a little better every day from a budgeting perspective, and that one is really important to us. I feel like this today and this morning I can't really not mention AI. It's on the lips of everyone. My one tip to everyone is just don't be overwhelmed. There's almost the possibilities are endless, but going back to that what and the why, is it important for you and your brand and your customers? And for me, it's probably, can we start with the process side first? Can we start with how we orchestrate a journey? And then can we look at how we build in the content on top?
Get the basics right first.
Yes.
Absolutely. Amazing. So what has been most challenging so far on your journey, and what are you most proud of?
For me personally, because I just want to achieve and do a great job, and I really truly do love Tesco as a brand, and I want to do right by the customer, it's prioritising. There are so many amazing things you can do. There are so many unbelievable tech partners and AI capabilities. It's trying to prioritise what's right for you at the right time. I think we've done a great job together with doing the maturity platform in terms of that run, walk, run, fly, and where we are on that trajectory, but looking at the best way to prioritise for you, for your teams, for your tech, and for the customer. I think I'm most proud of my team and the journey that we're on together, because we are constantly evolving in this digital space. It's so important to remain curious and to keep fueling that curiosity. And I think sometimes it can be hard to do when you are in the depths of day to day and you've got so many briefs and asks and you're just trying to get through the day and on to the next. It's how you can lean into each other, lean into your agencies and tech partners to really try and take you to that next level and help you forward think before you get there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Great note to end on. Stay curious and teamwork. Emma, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights. And thank you all for listening in. Enjoy the rest of the day.